Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Red Rock Baja Upper Replacement Grille with LED turn signals and daytime running lights, fitting 2015 to 2017 F-150s excluding the Raptor. If the large stock grille just isn't quite enough for you, then this one is going to give you that big in-your-face style that you're after. This is an easy way to change up the look of your front end and add some additional lighting to bring some of that off-road flavor to your own truck, and it does it all for an affordable price. If the stock grille on your F-150 just isn't quite aggressive enough for you, this one might be the answer. It features an open honeycomb pattern reminiscent of Ford's own Raptor or a truck you might find pulling off jumps out in the desert. It also comes with some additional lighting. You've got these 3 amber LEDs right up at the top edge of the grille that add that signature off-road or almost big rig type of look to the front end. And they integrate with your daytime running lights for seamless functionality. But you also get these large C-shaped LEDs on the outer edges of the grille, and they have a trick up their sleeve. They too are going to function as daytime running lights, putting out a nice diffused white light as you cruise along. However, switch on the turn signal and the corresponding side will switch to amber, functioning as a turn signal repeater. And with these being so large, nobody will be able to claim that they didn't see you signaling. Now this is going to be a bolt-in replacement for your stock grille as well, so you can just put this right in without having to modify the truck itself. And if you're going for that blacked out theme with your build, this is going to look right at home with that matte black finish. Now this does of course remove the front emblem, but that just opens up the grille a little bit, making for a bit of additional airflow into the engine bay as well, so you get a little bit of function to go along with your form. Construction here is all high quality ABS plastic, so this is strong, it's lightweight, and it's also durable. That black finish that you see comes just like this out of the box, so it is ready to mount. And since it is ABS plastic, you do have the option to get it painted pretty easily. The LEDs are all weather sealed against the elements, so they should have a nice long lifespan too. And since this was designed using OEM CAD data from Ford themselves, you should just be able to fit this right in place of your stock grille. Coming in at about $250, this is one of the more affordable replacement grilles on the market, and with the inclusion of LED lighting, there's no denying that this is a good value. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should plan on spending about 2 hours to get this job done. Now this is certainly something a DIYer can handle at home, and everything you need comes right in the box. Your amber LEDs and your C-shaped LEDs on the outside already have the pigtails installed on the grille, but there is a little bit of wiring that you're going to have to do in order to get everything hooked up and functioning properly. But to show you exactly what's involved now, let's head on out to the install bay.
For this install, you need a 3/8 ratchet, extension, 13, 10, 7, and T30 socket, needle nose pliers, diagonal cutters, wire strippers, wire crimpers, Phillips head screwdriver, clip removal tool, and zip ties. Okay, today we're gonna be installing a grille onto our F-150. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to uninstall the stock headlights because we will be tapping into the wiring, and then we'll come back here to uninstall the grille.
Now the first step of the uninstall of our factory headlights is to get off this trim panel. Now the trim panel goes all the way around, and in order to completely remove this, we have to peel back some of our fender flare. Now if your truck doesn't have fender flares, obviously that makes life a little easier, but there still will be a couple of retainer screws back here. So step number 1, I'm gonna use a panel removal tool. A flathead screwdriver works as well, but I find this to be a little easier. We're gonna peel up and pry off this little plastic rivet or the push pin clip at the top. From there, we'll move into our fender well. Now, some of these can be pretty stubborn, so you might have to go side to side, back to back to get them to pop out. Once that top pops off, peel up under the bottom portion and we'll get it out of place. With the top part out of place, we're just gonna pry up under the bottom portion and set it aside. Now this part on the back of our fender flare, there's 2 Phillips head screws. Now as you can see, we have 1 off already, but you can grab your Phillips head screwdriver and just remove both of them. Pretty simple. You want to make sure you're holding on to these to be reinstalled later. All right, now that you have the screws out of place, we're going to use the flat portion of a panel removal tool to pry up and out on that fender flare. Now you'll notice there are 3 clips retaining it to your fender right here. We're just going to remove those 3 and detach it. And once you get the one at the top off, these second 2 are actually clipped in. So you want to use the little pry portion of it, go straight in and pry out. You'll hear the snap, it'll detach. Now you see these clips are loosened at this point, at least this middle one is. You want to make sure they stay on the fender flare. You want it to detach from the trim panel and not detach from the fender flare to make it easier for the reinstallation. Now the bottom one, we're just going to pry in, pop right out. Now it's detached. So now we have this whole panel free, and we can use that to peel this off. So what we're gonna do is pop this panel out and remove it from under the headlight. All right, from here, gently peel back onto the fender flare. You don't wanna break it. There are more clips. If you wanna remove more, you can. This is really all you'll technically need though. You wanna pry back on this trim panel as much as you can on this portion. It'll detach, go over to your opposite side under your headlight, and start to peel back on that. They're really just snapped into place. So once you detach all the portions, you'll be able to set it aside. All right, at this point, grab a 10mm socket. I'm gonna use an extension to make life just a little easier here. There are 3 10mm bolts at the bottom of this black bezel. Get those off. All right, with that, this black trim piece will come, and we can gain access to the bottom of the headlight. Now at the top of your headlight, there are 2 10mm bolts. You want to get those out of the way as well. Now between the headlight and the grille, there's 1 more 10mm bolt tucked in a little bit deeper. You will need an extension for that. So we're going to insert that right into this little gap here. Go straight back, find the 10, loosen that up. If you pull straight back, it should come out with your socket. At that point, your headlight's completely loose and ready to come out. Pull straight back. Now, you don't want to pull too hard because there are still wiring harnesses attached. You want to pinch, detach your bulbs, and now you can set your factory headlight aside.
Now that we have our headlights out, what we're gonna do is release this side cover from our grille. So we're gonna grab our clip removal tool and take out our 3 push clips right here, here, and here. All right, just fold that out of the way. You can do the same thing on the other side. Now we need to remove our radiator cover. So there are about 10 push clips going all the way across. We're just gonna use our clip removal tool and pull them all out. Now all of them are out, we can just lift it up and set it aside. Next we just need to disconnect 2 electrical connectors here. Just simple, push the tab and pull up the release. And while we're here, we're gonna grab our ratchet 10mm socket and take our 4 10mm bolts out of the top. On the other side of the bottom of the grille, we have our 13mm bolt here. We're gonna grab our ratchet and 13mm socket and take that out. You can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now we can just lift our grille straight up and remove it. Now we just need to swap over our shutter assembly. So we have 1 T30 in the center, 4 10mm nuts along the side, and across the front, you can see there are 4 push pins. So we're gonna grab our ratchet, extension, 10mm socket, and a T30 bit, and our clip removal tool, and take all them out. All right, so we're gonna take 2 of our 10mm nuts off. And then our center T30. And then our 10mm nuts at the top of the grille. Then we just have our 4 push clips going across the top of the grille. So we're going to use our clip removal tool and pull them out. Now we can just lift our shutter assembly off of our stock grill so we can install it on our new one. All right, now we have our new grill here. We're gonna assemble it with our factory shutters. So we have our supplied hardware, we have our bolts that we're gonna put in our 4 mounting locations, 2 on either side. You just slide in and lock into place. All right, just put your bolts in the mounting points here. If you need to, just grab a pair of needle nose pliers, just squeeze it in. Then our last one up here. All right, then we can just set our shutter assembly over our new studs. Just make sure the wiring harnesses are out of the way. And now we can install our supplied nuts onto our studs that we just installed. All right, grab your ratchet and extension and 10mm socket and tighten down your nuts. Then we're just going to reinstall our 4 push clips across the top of the grill. Take your 4 factory push clips and reinstall them in the grill. All right, now what we need to do is we need to hook up all of our wiring. So we have our 2 separate power and ground harnesses for our 2 separate DRL lights, and then the yellow wire for each turn signal on either side. So we're just gonna wire ours up majorly over here on our passenger side. We're gonna hook our 2 power and grounds up together and then tie them into our marker light here. You'll see the 2 female spade connectors. We have male spade connectors that will go into them there. As for the turn signal, we have T-taps. So the same thing, already wired in T-tap here. Works like so, just clamps over the wire, and then you're getting a spade connector that just plugs right into the back like that. And that's gonna be our yellow wire going to our turn signal connector. All right, so we're gonna grab our wire strippers and just strip our wires back a little bit. All right, so we're gonna get our 2 black wires, just connect them together. Get our spade connector and our wire crimpers and crimp that down. Do the same thing with our 2 red. All right, then we're gonna have our marker light harness here. And we already have 2 separate wires attached, but you will see the black wire with the gray stripe will be our ground. In this case, this black wire here. And then our other wire will be our power. We're gonna get our yellow wire, same thing, strip that back a little bit. Get our spade connector, crimp that down. And the wire we're going to be going for is our yellow and violet wire here. Plug that in, and then you go ahead and do the same thing on the other side for the other yellow wire. And now we're just going to clean up our wiring so we can get our grill installed. Next, we're gonna put our grill into place so we can plug in all of our connectors, and then we can secure all of our loose wire. Just take your grill, put it into place, make sure you pull out the 2 factory connectors here, out of the way, and then we'll run our wiring across. We have our connector right here for our passenger side. our 3 connectors for our DRL lights up top. And then our driver's side connector. Now that we have that all plugged in, we're just gonna bunch up the extra and secure it out of the way. Now we have our wires all bunched up. We're just gonna secure them with a zip tie. Now if you wanted to, you could just cut these wires shorter so you don't have all this extra. We're not gonna do that in this case. We're just gonna secure the extra away, cut the excess off with a pair of diagonal cutters. You can just tuck it out of the way. And then while we're here, we're gonna re-secure our 3 push clips in our side panel. Then we just clean everything up on top. We can come to the top of the grill now. We're just gonna tuck the rest of our wiring. We can tuck it towards the front of the grill here. Get it out of the way of the hood latch. Plug our 2 factory connectors back in. And then reinstall our 4 10mm bolts up top. Grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. We can put our radiator cover back into place now. Just lift it up under our intake. Slide it into place. And reinstall all of our push clips. At the bottom of our grill here on the other side, we have our 13mm bolt that we're going to reinstall using our ratchet and 13mm socket. And we can get our headlight into place. We're going to plug in our 3 connectors first. All right, plug our turn signal connector in here. Then our headlight connector and our marker light up here. Position our headlight into place. We can thread in 2 of our 10mm bolts up top just to hold it in place. Grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten those 2 top ones down. Next, we're gonna grab our ratchet, 3/8 extension, and 10mm socket and get our headlight bolt that's on next to the grill. This is the one that's gonna be pretty hard to see. Just get our bolt into place. We can get our lower trim into place. Line up all the tabs. And we're gonna reinstall our 3 10mm bolts that we took out. Grab our ratchet, extension, 10mm socket, and tighten them down. We can reinstall our painted trim over our headlight cover. Get that into place. Reinstall our push clip at the top. Then we just have 2 of our screws that hold in our fender flare on the side. Now we just have our 2 screws in our side for our fender flare. Now you might have those Phillips head screws that were taken out. In our case, we have two 7mm screws. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 7mm socket and just tighten them down. Once you have this headlight all installed, you can go ahead and just repeat those same steps for the other side. All right, and that wraps up our install of our Red Rock mesh upper replacement grille with LED turn signals and DRLs for our 2015 to 2017 F-150, excluding the Raptor. And remember, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.